Hello, investors. For tonight's technical analysis, I'd like to double click on Bitcoin because this one is trading at $100,000 yet again. So what you see right here on the screen is a Bitcoin chart. It's on the daily chart right now, which only gives me back to 2024 right here. So I'm going to need a little bit more data points to tell you the story. What I'm going to do is I clicked on W right here. This gives me the weekly chart. And now we have a bigger perspective of Bitcoin. So what we see right here is Bitcoin going all the way back to about 2020, 2019 right here. If you recall around this time right here, if I could put an arrow right there, around this time in 2020, late 2019, we basically had a lockdown period and everybody was just sitting at home, hanging out on Wall Street bets and, betting on things like GameStop, right? Soon after the GameStop bubble had popped, well, eventually it started to build up and become the crypto bubble, I would say. And so around this time, we were all locked down and central banks had to do their things to save the global economy by essentially printing a lot of money, lowering interest rates quickly to near zero. And well, that caused asset prices to basically run up. And then around this time, we had that, if I recall, that Doge run and Elon Musk was on SNL. This was a very hyped up period, if you recall right here, right? So I know I just moved the chart right here, but it's basically around this time. I think it was actually the second peak right here was where SNL was. But basically there was a huge crypto hype everyone was talking about during this time. But as all bubbles, as you know, it always ends with a nice period where things go south. And so it ended up busting. And for quite some time, most of 2022, where interest rates started going up, well, Bitcoin was just trading sideways. Finally, fast forward to, around most recent history right here, 2024, 2025, which we're in right now. Well, beginning of 2024 right here, you could see we did have an initial run right here, right? Initial recovery right here, in which case, as it ran up right here, it started consolidating right there. So for a good, I guess you could say about a year, Bitcoin was just going sideways, in which case it was developing like an annual resistance point right here around the $70,000 mark, in which it finally, and most recently broke out at the $70,000 mark and moved its way up to $100,000 on a combination or a confluence of fundamentals and technicals. And when I say fundamentals, we're talking about a new president that is more favorable towards crypto, if you think about it, right? So we are in a new political regime at this point. And then at the same time, you had a resistance breakout right here, which caused, altogether Bitcoin to move from $70,000 to $100,000. Anyways, that was a lot. That was a little bit of the story. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think.